back, YouTube. It's Sydney Island here. That's Island with a Y, not an S. And like I said, I'm back with a part 2 of things I've learned at age 23. Yes. There's a lot that I have to say about age 23, so that's why I'm making a whole part 2, and that's why I made a whole 20-minute part 1, okay? This is going to be a 40-minute, lesson, okay? So, I left off with my sexual situations. I told you I was going to take a break and pee and think about it. I didn't. I just talked to my mom real quick about some stuff, and here I am. I'm just going to wing it, okay? That's what I like to do. I feel that the best videos are the ones where you wing it and you don't plan it too much. I think it's just best for me to speak from my raw emotion. So I was talking about the sexual situations and how here we go. Here we go. This is probably the toughest thing in my life. The toughest thing that I've dealt with in my past. And these sexual situations, these situations where I have felt violated were, between ages like 19 and 21. Um, I just had very low self-worth. And so I put myself in situations where the guy didn't really have to do anything for us to get sexual. And then when we would get sexual, I would be like, whoa, whoa, I don't even know you. Let's put your clothes back on. Let's get dressed. Like, like I want to cover up. I felt like I need to be a nun. Like, I just was so conflicted and so confused, and it was just such an embarrassing time in my life. Like, oh my God, like the situations that I've had where I would literally be like acting like I wanted it, and then when time came to actually do it, because I was a scared virgin, I'd be like, no, I don't want to do this anymore, and like put my clothes back on. I'm just gonna say this: I have learned that I've deprived myself of my sexual needs for like lack of trust in myself, because I felt that I would put myself in a situation where I just was opening myself up sexually to somebody that wasn't trustworthy, because I have done that in the past where I've opened myself up to guys that just didn't care about me. Like the one guy that I was dealing with, who I'm gonna make a story time about, he just kind of like messed me up in a sense that I didn't trust myself when it came to guys and sex, because I felt that I'm like, well, I kind of was like having sex with this guy and he didn't deserve it, and I felt like I've done it before, so I felt like I just couldn't trust myself when it came to who to choose to have sex with. So I closed myself off from sex. I closed myself off from my sexual needs. And I just didn't have sex because I was scared that whoever I would have sex with wouldn't be the right one, because they would treat me like crap and they would pretty much use me. Use me for sex. But that was that situation. So that's what I learned at age 23, is that I have been depriving myself of my sexual needs, depriving myself of exploring my sexuality, and it has not been a good thing. It has not. It has caused me to be really sexually frustrated, and sexual frustration turns into depression, anxiety, irritability. Like, it just turns into negative emotions, and I just I need to take care of myself and allowing myself to have healthy sex. That's taking care of myself, and I've been telling myself, like, Sydney, when you do have sex, you need to trust yourself that you have learned what you need to learn, and that you won't repeat those mistakes. That you will, have better discernment with guys and sexual partners, and you'll look at them and you'll be able to tell whether they're worthy of that. You'll be able to hang out with them and catch a vibe, and you'll be able to tell that that's they're not the one. They're not the one for you. They're not the one for you to be open your legs to. Because I'm a Taurus, and I take sex very seriously, and I feel that sex just can't be enjoyed with a stranger. But then again, I'm also contradicting, because I lost my virginity to a guy that I didn't really know very well. So, like, I don't know myself. Like, I feel like you should get to know a guy before you have sex with him. But then at the same time, I feel like, I don't know. Like, I might get to a point where I'm like, yo, I'm just having fun. Let's just do it. Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't know myself. But I know myself a little bit better now. But I still don't know everything about me. And I'm still trying to learn about myself. And age 23, I learned a lot, but I feel like age 24, I'm going to learn even more about who I am. God, that lighting was like, yeah, stay sunny, boo, stay sunny. We need the good lighting, okay? So, next, number 5, I put that God always will come through for me financially. So, I learned this at age 23 too. Because I be tripping about money because I have Virgo in my second house. So I be tripping, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to finances, I'm all about, am I gonna be able to pay my bills? Like just literally anxiety over money. Um, and I pray, you know, and I manifest, and I'm like, God, I need a new job. Like I was broke, like no job for a whole like 3 months, and I was just trying to get a job. Like I was putting in all these applications, and I was like, God, like I need a job that pays at least 9 an hour, and that's close to home, that I can walk to and from because I don't have a car. Just I had these specific requirements that God fulfilled for me, and I prayed to Him, and I was like, God, like I would like a job that pays at least 9 an hour, that is close to home, that's not fast food, because fast food has been a traumatic experience for me. So God sent me my Victoria's Secret job, which is a retail job, because I actually did want to know what it was like to work retail, and I have, and I hate it, and I never want to do it again. But I did enjoy that job a lot better than fast food. You know, I wouldn't say enjoy, but it was easier and more tolerable than a fast food job. So God, He came through for me, and not only did He give me a retail job, but He gave me a job that paid 11 an hour. God always gives you more than what you ask for, and that's what I learned at age 23. Like, it was such a beautiful lesson, such a beautiful lesson. God taught me, you know, like you will receive more than you ask for. If you ask me for a job that gives you 9 an hour, boo, I got you. Here's a job that pays 11 an hour. You don't want to work fast food ever again, boo boo, look, I'm your big daddy, and you don't have to work fast food ever again. I got you. And that's what God be doing for me. And He just made me realize that. And it's also me having such a faith in Him. Like I never not have faith in Him. I always know that God will supply me with what I need, even though sometimes I still worry, which is not good, because worry is like you're not having that complete faith in Him. You're still worrying about the world and people and things you shouldn't worry about. Um, but God came through for me, and I was worrying, like I was out of a job for a whole 3-4 months, and He came through, and He gave me exactly what I needed, but better. And that's what I learned, is that when you pray to ask God for something, He always supplies you with what you need and more, because He is the God of abundance. And now I have learned to trust God no matter what, and I've been trusting God more and more and more, like with this process of, oh, this feels so good, man, and just talking about my life like this. This is why I love YouTube. um I just distracted myself, but I'm also trusting God with the whole process of moving, you know, because I'm still living with my mom. I made a video about that, so go check that out. I'm still living with my mom, and I'm trying to move out. You know, I'm getting ready to save up money and just, you know, move out. You know what I'm saying? Give me that Trump check, okay? Let's just go, skirt, skirt, skirt. So I'm trusting God. Like I'm not even worried. Like old me, old Sydney would have been tripping. Like she would have been so nervous. Like, where am I gonna live? How am I gonna pay the bills? I'm so nervous. I need a car. Like I would have been freaking out. But I've gained so much maturity within the age of 23, and I'm just trusting God so much more. You know, age 23 has just been a special age. Like I've struggled. I've had panic attacks. I've been depressed. But I've also had some beautiful epiphanies and realizations at age 23, and I really wouldn't have it any other way. So that's what I learned at age 23, that God got my back, you know, and I trust that God will give me the perfect roommate to live with in the next city that I want to live in, and He will just supply me the finances to pay for my rent and to pay for my car bill, and to even give me a car. Like I just trust that God is going to take care of everything. God, Bangs, get right, Bangs. Ugh, ew, gross. Ugh, I'm just stressed, yo. Let's grab a mirror, because this is like, it's backwards. Yes, queen. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Number 6. I realized at age 23 that I am a flippin' extrovert. Y'all, this may not seem like a big deal, but it's a big deal to me. Because as a child, I was a huge introvert. I was very quiet, very shy, almost damn near mute. And as I got older, I started to talk more. I was always the type of kid that would be like super shy, but then once I got comfortable with you, I'd be like, ah! Like real loud and crazy, and just talking so much that I would get in trouble with the teachers. They were like, Sydney, she's talking too much. Like she used to be my quiet student, but now she just don't shut the hell up. I was that student. Like I feel like ever since like 5th grade, that's when I started to. I was still very shy, but I was very like extroverted when I was comfortable. I still feel like I'm that way, but I feel more so like the shyness doesn't need to be there anymore, you know? Like it's just I don't feel like I'm being myself when I'm being really introverted. In, you know, my job or class or wherever it is that I am, I feel like I'm not being who I truly am meant to be when I'm always being shy and quiet and being closed off, because the truth is that I love people. I love being around people. I love socializing, and out of the three of us, I have two sisters. Out of the three of us, I'm the most social. You know, I'm the one that's like always hanging out with people. Like I pretty much be friends with everybody. Whereas my sisters, who are, you know, they're more judgmental Virgos, and I'm the more lax Taurus. So they're like judging people and like people don't deserve to be around me. I don't want to hang out with nobody. People are annoying. You can't trust nobody. Da, da, da. And me, I'm more like the person that is so open to people that like almost to a fault, because I love people just right off the bat, you know. And so like I can be just very very social, and like I feel like that I have been convincing myself that I'm more introverted than I am because my family is so introverted, and I'm literally the only extrovert in the family, because it's me, my mom, and my two sisters, and they're all super introverted. I would say my younger sister is next to me being the most social. Like I'm the most social, and then she's next. Like we both were the most more social ones. My older sister, who's 27, is like super introverted, like 100% introverted. Um, and my mother is 100% introverted. I felt like she used to be a little more social in her youth, but like she's an introvert, period. Okay, and like I'm more social, and I beat myself up about it. Like I felt that it was a bad thing that I was extroverted, because my family was more introverted. And I just had this conversation with my big sister. She was like, I think that you felt bad about being an extrovert, and you keep trying to tell yourself that you're an introvert, and you shy away from people. I don't know why I put the quote fingers. You shy away from people because you think that's what you need to do, or you think that's the comfortable thing to do. But I never feel comfortable shying away from people. I never feel comfortable being the quiet girl at work. Like it used to be the norm for me, and that was what it was. But I'm not a child anymore. I keep trying to hang on to who I used to be in the past, and also trying to be like my family. And I need to let both of those go. You're not that nerdy little quiet girl no more. Well, you're still a nerd, but you're just not that person. And like I'll take the Myers Briggs personality test, and like a couple of times I got extroverted. I got like 75% extrovert, and then the rest was introvert. And then I took it again. I was extrovert, then I took it again, and I was introvert, and it like bounced back and forth. But I need to take that shit again because I want to know. Like I feel like I'm definitely an extrovert, you know. Like I feel like that once I really step into who I really am and get over these insecurities and these fears and this social anxiety that doesn't really exist, but the anxiety that I have been convincing myself that I have, I really don't actually have it. I feel like sometimes you lie to yourself, and I've been lying to myself and telling myself that I have social anxiety when I really don't. Like I really like being around people, and I think that it's just that insecurity, you know. It's just weird. Anybody else vibe with that? Anybody else identify with that? Like let me know in the comments down below if you vibe with that. Like you feel like me too, like low key, like I felt more extroverted, but I've been not hanging out with people or keeping to myself because that's what my family has been doing, and I felt that they would judge me. And low key, like sometimes I did feel judged for being extroverted. You know, I felt like that my family didn't understand it. You know, and they felt that I was being fake, and I was being extra, and I was this and I was that. And no, like I'm just being Sydney. You know, but whatever, whatever. Okay, so number 7. Another thing I learned, I don't know if it's learned, but this is what I've started doing at age 23 is I've started live birth chart readings. So if you want a birth chart reading, go and check out my email in the description box below. It's s.island55@yahoo.com. So this one is a big one for me. I've actually made so far $55 from live birth chart readings, and it may be a small amount, but just the fact that I literally have made money from YouTube before meeting the threshold where you have to like be able to make 1,000 subscribers and have 4,000 watch hours and all that to get paid. Like the fact that I literally have been paid through YouTube just from live videos alone, $55, that's impressive. And it shows me that like I'm on the right track. Whenever you're making money doing something that you love, you're on the right track. And I love astrology. I love helping people, and it was such a rewarding experience. and to be able to read people's birth chart, and people just, they appreciate it, and they learn a lot about themselves through that, and they're like, wow, like you showed me things about myself that I didn't even realize, and I can help people, and they also teach me through live birth chart readings. And so money isn't even like the huge thing for me. It's just doing something that I love. But the fact that I literally made a little side money doing that was huge for me, and it's also just a highlight, letting me know that I'm on the right track. Okay, so number 8, astrology aiding me in my growth. So, man, this might have to be 3 parts. um, so astrology is aiding me in my growth in the sense that I I've been studying astrology since I was like 18, and I'm almost 24. Um, and it's just taught me so much. Reading about astrology and astrology books, and watching astrology videos, and reading about astrology in articles, and just delving into that astrological realm, I have learned so much about myself, and I've learned so much about the people around me, and I've learned so much about like human perception and how different we all are, but how like similar we all are. It's like astrology is just this deeply intricate design that helps us to learn about life itself, and it just, for me, it makes me feel closer to God, because I'm closer to my life purpose, and I'm closer to who I am meant to be. And astrology has helped me so much in my life path, and that's why I'm so passionate about it, and I dedicate so many videos to it on my channel, because it has guided me to like a better version of myself. Like knowing what your north node is, knowing that type of energy that I need to not be involved with, that has helped me. Like knowing that I have an Aries south node, meaning that I need to not argue and not be a part of conflict. Like that's huge for me, and it really it has liberated me. And I've just learned so much about astrology. And when you read about something, and then you can adopt that energy, knowing that it's already inside of you and you didn't even know it, is huge. Like I didn't know that I had a Gemini anything when I first started astrology. I was like, I'm a Taurus, that's just what it is. And then I found out that I had a Libra moon and a Gemini Venus and an Aries Mars, and I was like, yo, I got Gemini energy in me, I got Aries energy in me, and those were signs that I already was interested in. So it was cool to know that that was already a part of me, and that I could get in touch with that energy and be that. Okay. So the next thing is number 9, spiritual evolution. Boo boo. I'm a genius. Okay, so at age 23, I have evolved spiritually. Okay, I have um, just just going vegan has helped me to evolve spiritually so much, because when you eat meat, for me, it blocks you off from your true spiritual nature, and it blocks you off from your connection to God. When I don't eat meat, I feel closer to my spiritual self. I feel much more clear of mind, and I feel like I have less anxiety and depression. And also during my spiritual journey, I've met spiritual people, because the more spiritual you become, it seems the more you attract other spiritual people. And I just, for some reason, always attract very spiritual people. Like this has just been happening to me for a long time, years. I just keep attracting very spiritual people. It's just something about my energy, baby. It's something about my energy. And so I've evolved spiritually, a lot at age 23. Like I've learned so much about myself spiritually, and I've learned that the whole world does not need to know. Like your family, let me put it that way, your family, your close family and your close friends, like they don't always need to know about who you are spiritually for you to be spiritual. And also spiritually speaking, you need to keep some things to yourself. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this. So like, comment, share, and subscribe.